Hey guys, welcome back. We need to finish the secret trails for the gnomes and the elves because they don't like to be disturbed in the forest. Are you up to the job? Well, we'll see in today's solo playthrough of Fairy Trails. All right, guys, so this is your setup for Fairy Trails, the solo game or the two-player game for that matter. So you have your deck of cards. All of these cards have your trails on the back of them. You can kind of see what they look like here. And we'll go over how all this works here in just a second. You have your stack of gems, which are you're going to put your purple gems on the purple houses, your yellow gems on the yellow houses as your completing paths. Then you have one tile that has the purple and the yellow backing, whereas these have the blue. This is your starting tile, and you're going to put it down in the middle of your play area. Now, one thing you need to be really aware of in this is it's going to take a lot of table space. This can take up a huge amount of space, so make sure you're putting it away from you and giving yourself plenty of space to put all those tiles out. So in the single player game, what you're going to do is you're going to take a tile, and as you can see, the tiles have both purple and yellow. This one happens to have a yellow house. Now these are trail ends here. As you can see, they don't continue. And what you need to do is you need to orient these tiles as you're playing them to finish these trails. So if I put this right here, I have finished this trail. See how that trail doesn't extend anywhere else in any other direction? So once you finish a trail, you go ahead and put a gem on that color of house. Now, in the single player game, you have to put a gem on a house within 3 tiles. So you have a 3 tile maximum. So what you need to do is you need to keep putting your tiles out. So I can put this here. Now this is not finished. So see how this goes off here? So I can't put any there. This one goes off right here, so I can't put it there. So I haven't finished the trail. So I've got one. Now this one here, I can put right here. Now this finishes this trail, but it still goes off here, so that's not considered finished yet. Now, if I put this tile right here, this trail is considered finished right there, and I can put a gem on there. Now, if you ever get more than 3 tiles, or you get to your 3rd tile and you have not put a gem out, then you lose the game automatically. At the beginning, when you first start the one player game, the solo player game, it's actually pretty easy to keep going. So there, I've done another one. So then I go back to 0, put out another card, like that. That's 1. And we can put this one over here. That's 2. And okay, so I finished this one here. So that's on my 3rd tile, so I'm good there. And you keep going and going and going and put out as many as you can, trying to keep up all those loose ends and put the gems down. So one of the things that you need to be real cognizant of also is there are a couple of there's one different type of card, and that's this one here. You see these little black areas right here? So this yellow path right here and this yellow path are not considered the same. So if you were to close off this side and this side, that would be a closed path. This actually goes underneath it. They don't intersect, so it's another part of it that you need to really be aware of when you're putting this down. So if I put this down like this, see, I've got that there. And if I close this end off right here, let's just grab a card like this one right here. I close this off. Well, this one goes on top of it instead of intersecting with it like it does right here. these two. So this is actually considered a finished trail. Now there's no houses on that one, but if there were, then I could put a gem down. And that's really as easy as it is. Now, once you get to the end, you're going to, especially if you get all the way to the end and you win the game, if you place all the gems, and then however many tiles you have left when you've placed your last gem is how many points you scored. So let's say we got all the way down, and this is what we have left. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Our score for the solo game would be a win and 11 points. So that's how you play the solo mode for Fairy Trails. Let's go back up top, and I'll give you my final thoughts. All right, guys, so that's our solo playthrough of Fairy Trails. Now, Fairy Trails is one of those games that I think a lot of people are either going to love or hate. It is super simple, but at the same time, it can be very difficult. It's really hard to make sure that within those 3 tiles you're laying down, you're closing a loop up and being able to complete a path so that you can put one of the gems down. This can be a really relaxing game. But if you have a lot of problems when you see the same patterns over and over again, it can kind of give you a headache. I really like this. It's really fun. I will play this 4, 5, 6 times in a row sometimes. I also like it as a 2-player game. It's a good kind of what I call a conversation game. You can sit down. It's not high strategy. You're trying to complete the paths. You can talk while you're doing it with the other person. So this is definitely a very pretty game. It's a very simple and light game. Good for even kids, just teaching them to see that visual of completing those paths and making sure that you're taking into account those paths that go underneath. So we definitely do recommend this one. We appreciate you coming in and seeing the review. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell icon to get notifications. Leave a comment down below on what you think of the game, and we will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.